wanted to check in with you guys. I've got an inverter we're going to replace today, my Sungold 3000. It's got an issue that I'll talk to you about here in a second. And then I also have some really major updates in the box truck build for you guys behind the scenes. So for the past, let's see, about 10 days, 10 to 14-ish days, I've been working pretty solid every single day, not only on this truck, but on a friend's ambulance. So I was fortunate enough to meet a friend. His name is Colin. You guys will see him in some upcoming videos. He is a Japanese Finnish woodworker. I don't know if I'm saying that exactly correctly, but anyway, he is a woodworker of a very high skill level. He's got a lot of experience since high school, I believe, building cabinets and things like that. So when we linked back up, we both needed a little bit of work, and so basically I was able to help him with his DC to DC install and also solar panel install. We put up 2 panels, solar charge converter, solar charge controller, excuse me. We're doing 2 of those due to his application, and he's got a really cool ambulance. And in exchange, he has helped me assemble some cabinets. So I definitely have some updates to show you guys, and I'm super pumped. Like, I've been ecstatic about the progress in the truck. Like, it's been a total life changer as far as form and functionality. So yeah, stick around, we'll show you guys that. But so what I'm doing today with you guys live is I'm replacing my Sungold inverter. So everything has been fine with this unit. I've actually had, this is my second Sungold inverter unit. I had one in my U-Haul build. It worked flawlessly. What's up, Sally? How y'all doing? So we have some rain coming here in SoCal, and for like 3 or 4 days straight. And so basically my biggest issue with my setup right now in the winter is that I have a 8-gallon electric water heater, and it consumes 1800 watts of power when it cycles, and you know, it cycles overnight. I think just once overnight, and maybe again in the morning, just depending on ambient temperature and all these other variables. So if I leave that on all the time, it would eventually just drain my system because we've just had really poor solar generation here in Southern California. So add that with the next 3 or 4 days of rain, and I'm gonna be shit out of luck unless I have some sort of alternate power source. So I went and scored a generator from Facebook Marketplace. Scooped one up for like 150 bucks. Colin found one that was on Marketplace, super cheap, cheapest one I could ever find, right? And so I went and picked that up, and I wired up a shore power to this, and I'm verifying I've got 120 volts at the terminal at the unit. The Sungold inverter acknowledges that I have shore power connected, but it actually doesn't charge anything. And so I was talking to Brad. I picked his brain on it. He's like, dude, like you've got the icon, it's showing that it's connected, but nothing's happening. So I ended up chatting with the customer service at Sungold, and they were pretty helpful. Um, and they basically, I got to the end of the conversation, and they were like, well, I've got to have somebody else help you with this. And at that moment, I knew that there's something wrong with this thing. So I still haven't gotten a call back from his associate, and I don't have time to wait for all this stuff. So I just bought another inverter yesterday. So I have that one here, and we're gonna swap it out. So let me get to some comments here. Francis, we've got working on a Sungold 3000 watt solar inverter charger. We'll show you that up close here in just a second. Miss Sally, how you doing? Adrian, Merry Christmas. Powerful Dave, thank you, thank you. Dystopian Bandera, hey Dave, hope you're good, man. I have the Victron Multiplus 2 3012 volt. I love it, awesome, man. Yeah, that's a solid unit. Victron makes some really good stuff. So yeah, let me show you guys I'll get you a little better angle of the electrical cabinet here. If I can, let's see. I'm using a tripod that might actually not work that well. Let's see. think we could get around to it. Flip her around. Cool. So there we are. I'm on just regular 5G right now in preparation to disconnect this. My Starlink is going to go inactive during the process, and also have this awesome little light that's powered by a Milwaukee battery, so I can, you know, have some lights when all my stuff is disconnected. And really all the tools I'm using, I like to use the little pocket screwdriver flathead for these terminals down here. It's basically it's the only way you're going to get in there is like with a real narrow one. And just a couple Phillips screws for the mounting bolts, and that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and get the new unit out here. Just need to unbox it real quick. Cool. So let's see what we got. Hope you guys are having a good holiday. All right, there it is, fresh unit. Right there. Some other lugs and stuff. Okay, so we're ready to rock. Get this a little better for you guys. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is just power this unit off. We'll hit the switch on the main breaker here. And by the way, this is the breaker that's recommended specifically by Sungold. It's a 160 amp, 500 volt breaker. And if you read the manual, this is exactly what they want you to use. But there's other alternatives. So I'm disconnecting shore power right here. And let's see, I'm also going to just hit this main breaker on my AC panel just for funsies. I still have all my 12 volt or 24 volt stuff. This is still connected here. I also need to put a screw in that. Can you guys see that far back? Yeah, okay. So we'll go ahead and disconnect AC output here. You've got two connections here, and then a ground. It's grounded to the case, so we'll use a Phillips on that. And I guess I'll add also that I'm not sure why this thing doesn't take shore power, and I'm only slightly convinced that this is going to fix it. There's just a few variables. Anyway, maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's see, solar breaker is off, so we'll disconnect these two leads. Very important, you want this off before you go and get these wires crossed. That'd be a little fireworks show. And then I'm taking off the negative and positive leads here for the main power out. Let's got these Phillips screws. I don't know, this inverter didn't come with hardware for this terminal, so I had to go buy these. So I think in this one I actually have the right stuff wherever I just put it. Yeah, they're these little bolts. Anyway. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm just going to take these other two mounting bolts out behind the unit here. If you guys are just joining, I'm replacing this inverter because the shore power is not working. It's not taking my shore power. And I need that. I need shore power for the next few days at least. That's it. After that I can be just fine. So we'll just slide this forward. These wires are a little too thick for, there we go. Just like that, she's out. She's super dusty too. Sheesh. I'm gonna get my vacuum in here, clean this out before we put the new one in. Let's check in with the chat here with you guys. Dystopian Bandera says, I know some inverters don't like being laid on their backs like that due to not as good as heat removal. If it will work, put more strain. Yeah, totally understand, totally agree as well. It may just be luck of the draw on this. My last inverter was installed in the same orientation, but with much less space, much less gap around it. It was way more tight. My bed slid over the electrical box, and it was like an inch or less above the face of the inverter. And that thing worked great, and that inverter was exposed to extreme climates. Like, I'm talking like being in Vegas in the summer, being in Colorado, Denver in the summer. Oh, this one's a little different. This one's got a serviceable, look at that. This has serviceable filters. Check that out. Can you guys see that? So one little screw here, and there's a filter element on the intake and exhaust. What? And on this one, it's just wide open. And it is freaking dusty in there. Look at that, that's gross. Gross, dude. Alright, so 2 Phillips screws for this cover here. And call me what you want, but on my application, I leave this screw out because I can't get to it when it's flat like that. So there we go. Cool, so it looks like, is this thing totally different? No. Okay, yeah, it's the same. They changed a few things. They changed this, whatever little guard this is, it now covers like way more surface area. So it seems like they've made some improvements. Yeah, and this little shroud goes all the way down as well into the circuit board. So maybe they took some notes here. Maybe there were some failures or something that happened. Very interesting. Okay, so let's get our flathead here. We'll just work from back to front. Let's get these solar wires. Oh man, I forgot. And just for the speed of things, I'm going to use my existing grommet that I already cut a slit in, so I don't have to play with that. Let's see, are you guys, get you a little zoomed in there. Alright, flathead here, I'm going to back out these adjusters. I'm tilting it up so I can make sure I have enough space to shove a wire through. That way I don't go fighting it blind. Okay, yeah, positive on the left, negative on the right. And then this grommet has to come out all together. Yeah. Because I used one gauge, or yeah, I think it's like 1/0 wire. And it's just physically too big. Oh my gosh, okay. They don't want you taking this one out. Almost got it. It's just very snug. There's a retainer on the back side too. I can't really get to. How did I get this off last time? There we go. This is where it kind of gets a little tricky. If you got big freaking fingers like I do, it's kind of hard. Start with the negative on the back. Let me get some little pliers. Yeah, make sure y'all stick around for a few, because I've got some really cool updates to show you on the build. Really cool stuff. Let's try this again. Let's try that just one more time. Yes. I brought this light out, but I think I only need it now. Let's see. Oh, that's so much better. So I've got my positive solar wire going in from the breaker. Make sure the wires aren't fraying. You don't want that to touch anything else. Yep. Everybody's nice and snug in there. So then we'll take the main power here, and let's find that hardware bag again. Or no, I actually like these because they have a bigger shoulder on them for this big lug. So let's just try to get these puppies in there. Oh man, I should have ran for like 4 gauge through this. It's kind of stupid. Oh, nice. Perfection. Okay. Let's go negative. You want these guys pretty snug. It's definitely good to have a calibrated hand screw these in. That way you don't, not too tight, not too loose. Okay, now we're doing AC output. We've got a ground screw right here on the case. Hopefully my arm's not blocking this. Oh, that's not the ground case. That's gonna hold in some connectors. Oopsie. Let's go ahead and just tighten that back up there. There it is. It's down at the bottom. Okay. Now flathead again. We're gonna go AC output. So neutral is white, and your line or your hot is the black. Probably need these again. Did I get it in? Is it in? Huh. Shit. Maybe they're not backed out enough. Can't really see. There it is. Got it. If you notice, I don't have anything bolted down yet, because you always want to have a little bit of wiggle room. Alright, so now this thing is kind of goofy. Ground screw. Come back. I had to kind of play with this last time to get it just right, but maybe I don't have to this time. Almost. Almost. Dang it. That's in a pretty goofy spot all the way down here at the bottom. Got it. Okay, let's get the big boy screwdriver in there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And then, the moment we've been waiting for, my temporary shore power setup. So you'll see in the video, I was filming with the generator running and everything, and I'm like, got my phone out, like filming my phone, showing the Bluetooth shunt, and it's like nothing's happening. I'm like, what the? It's pretty funny. All right, so we'll loosen these screws so we can fit some wires through there. And on this, the green is going to be ground, line and neutral are going to stay the same color. Line is black, neutral is white. Okay, got my neutral. Let's sneak the line in there. And so after I plug all this stuff in, I'll go outside, fire up the generator, and plug in the output. And hopefully it does something. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do. Not sure. what I have been doing the last day is, as I'm working at my storage, I'll just use I'll use my storage power and just plug in my hot water heater, because that's like the only issue I have. That's the only thing I have problems with. So that's been pretty convenient. Okay, I'm also going to need to go through and put some settings in here. Basically just the battery profile, so it knows it's lithium and it knows like what's 100% and what's what. Oops. So I'm just putting my mounting screws in. I'm going to turn this thing on, and while it boots up, I'll get back in the chat with you guys. I need to put my iPad up or something when I do this so I can read, just not from there. Alright, here goes nothing. So, bam, bam, bam. I don't think I need this anymore. Alright, there we are. Okay, so now it knows it's lithium. .26 volts. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, we're charging. We've got a little bit of solar left here. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, the sun's it's poking through the clouds a little bit. Let's check you guys out in the chat here. Yeah, not much to it on the removal there. So yeah, I'm gonna get back with these guys at Sungold, and the other one will get replaced under warranty, and I'll figure out what to do with it. PPG Gorilla, what's up, brother? Happy holiday to you, man. He asked, what kind of inverter are you replacing? The same one you're installing now is the same one I have. I love these Sungold power units. Are simple and easy to install. Yeah, I agree, man. This is my second unit, second one I've had. I'm replacing it with the same one because my shore power isn't working. I got with the Sungold diagnostics guys, and they said they'd call me back, and I knew it's like, well, something's messed up. And in the process, I found that they've made some adjustments or some improvements on the case. There are now serviceable filters on the intake and exhaust here, whereas my old unit, it was just kind of open case. So that's interesting. It's interesting that they did that. Otherwise, I have no complaints, man. Yeah, man, it's really cool. That's the cool thing about these systems, is that there's a million different ways to do it. And it's kind of cool, like you said. So let me go outside, fire up this generator, and plug that thing in and see if it starts working. We've got the Ryobi 2200. Fires right up. I forgot to drop the other side of the cord through the bottom here. I'm just using temporary little setup here, so be right back. Oh, I hear it kicking up. It kind of runs like crap, though. The generator. Let's see if I can reach this button. Oh, well, that's not good. It just shut off on me. That's weird. I think it was working. Let's try it again, I guess. Maybe I should let it warm up. Okay, there was an overloaded fault on the generator. Let me go back in here and kick this down to like 10 amps. Yeah, this thing was asking for 40 amps. Oopsie. Let's kick it down to 15. Let's see what happens. Seems to be running a little better now. Here we go. It's working. Oh. Overloaded once again. Okay, so let's kick it down to 10 amps. That's weird. I mean, this generator could be just a piece of crap. 10 amps. That's gonna take a while to charge. 10 amps, dude. Shush. Okay, we're plugged in. Okay, it seems to be running stable now. Let's see if we're actually doing anything. Yes. Yes, we are. I think. No. Uh-oh, it didn't like that. Doesn't like that, whatever that did. I think there could be a priority setting issue. Dude, it's doing the same thing, bro. I don't know what's going on now. Let's get the meter out and see. Yeah, I've got 60 on each leg. This is weird. I don't know. I don't understand. There we go. It's working. Let's go. Wait, now it just bypassed. Why did it do that? Okay. Why does it overload it? I don't understand. The last setup I did was like, I didn't have to do anything, dude. I don't know why this one's giving me so many problems. Let's go to 5 amps. Just to... Okay, now it's charging. And it just goes back to bypass. And then it trips it. Yikes. Well, I'm not really sure what is going on. Yeah, it could be something with the generator. I'm really not sure. I mean, so what I did is I turned down the input shore power just to 5 amps, and it still is freaking out. So solar breaker is on. Sounds like underpower generator. Yeah, it could be, man. Really not sure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop off the live. I'm gonna go back to my storage unit, and I'm gonna plug into the power there, and see exactly what it does. So maybe I'll go live again when I get there, if I can. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, and